Have you ever woken up in the morning, swung your legs out of bed, and felt like the world was moving just a little bit faster than you were? Maybe you felt a little dizzy standing up, or perhaps your joints felt stiffer than they did when you went to sleep. It's a common feeling as we get a little older, isn't it? We tend to think that these little morning struggles are just a normal part of aging. We shrug them off, we push through them, and we get on with our day. But here's the truth that no one really tells you. How you start your morning has a massive impact on your safety, your energy levels, and your long-term health. In fact, for those of us over 70, there are specific morning habits that can be genuinely dangerous. They can increase your risk of falls, throw off your blood pressure, and even put unnecessary strain on your heart. Today, I want to walk you through 4 common morning mistakes that I see so many people making. They seem harmless, but they can have serious consequences. More importantly, I'm going to show you exactly what to do instead. Small changes that can make your morning safer, smoother, and more enjoyable. Let's start with the very first moment of your day, the moment you open your eyes. Mistake number 1, jumping out of bed too quickly. Imagine this, your alarm goes off, or maybe the sun just peeks through the curtains. You're awake. And in one swift motion, you throw the covers off and stand right up. It feels efficient, right? Like you're seizing the day. But for your body, this is a shock to the system. When you've been lying down for 7 or 8 hours, your blood pressure is lower, and your blood is circulating at a resting pace. When you stand up too quickly, gravity pulls that blood down into your legs. Your heart has to work overtime to pump it back up to your brain. This sudden change can cause something doctors call orthostatic hypotension, which is just a fancy term for a sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand up. The result? You might feel lightheaded, dizzy, or even faint. For someone over 70, a fall from fainting first thing in the morning can lead to fractures, head injuries, and a long road to recovery. It's one of the most common ways serious injuries happen at home. So, what's the better way? It's a simple 3-step process I like to call arrive slowly. First, when you wake up, just stay lying down for about 30 seconds. Take a deep breath. Wiggle your toes. Stretch your arms overhead. Let your body know that waking up is a process, not an emergency. Next, slowly push yourself up into a sitting position on the edge of the bed. Just sit there for another 30 seconds. Let your feet dangle. Let your body adjust to being upright. You might even gently rotate your ankles or tap your feet on the floor to get the blood flowing. Finally, when you're ready and the dizziness hasn't hit, stand up. But stand up slowly, holding onto the bed frame or a nightstand for support if you need it. Give yourself just 1 minute. That's all it takes. That 1 minute can be the difference between a steady start to your day and a dangerous fall. It's not about being slow, it's about being smart. Mistake number 2, starting the day dehydrated. Now, let's talk about what happens right after you get out of bed. You've just given your body time to adjust to standing, and you're heading to the bathroom or the kitchen. Do you reach for a cup of coffee right away? Or do you just get started with your morning chores, forgetting to drink anything at all? Here's something important to know. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, you are naturally dehydrated. Your body has been repairing itself, breathing, and even sweating just a little bit all night long, and it's used up its water reserves. Starting the day dehydrated is like trying to start a car with no oil in the engine. Your blood becomes thicker, which makes your heart work harder to pump it around your body. For seniors, this can be particularly risky. Dehydration is a leading cause of confusion, urinary tract infections, and kidney issues. It also contributes to that dizzy feeling we just talked about, making you even more prone to falls. And here's the tricky part, as we age, our sense of thirst diminishes. You might be dehydrated without even feeling thirsty. So, waiting for your body to tell you it needs water is not a reliable strategy. So, how do we fix this? It's simple, make water the very first thing you consume. Before you even think about coffee, tea, or breakfast, have a glass of water. Keep a glass or a reusable water bottle on your nightstand. That way, while you're sitting on the edge of the bed waiting for your body to wake up, you can take a few slow sips. It doesn't have to be ice cold, room temperature water is perfect. It gently rehydrates your system and gets your digestion ready for the day. If plain water isn't exciting to you, add a squeeze of fresh lemon. It adds a little flavor and gives you a nice boost of vitamin C. But the goal is simple: rehydrate. Think of it as giving your body the oil it needs to run smoothly for the rest of the day. You're not just drinking water, you're protecting your heart, clearing your mind, and setting the stage for steady energy. So, we've covered two big ones: taking it slow when you get up, and rehydrating first thing. These are the foundations of a safe morning. But sometimes, it's not just about what you do, but about the environment you wake up in. Now, let's move on to a mistake that happens right under your feet, literally. It's about navigating your home in those first groggy moments of the day. We'll talk about that right after this. We talked about taking it slow when you get out of bed and making sure you rehydrate before anything else. Those two steps alone can protect you from dizziness, falls, and unnecessary strain on your heart. But now, let's look at the space around you. Because the third mistake isn't about what your body is doing, it's about how your home is set up in those early morning hours. Mistake number 3, navigating in the dark. Think about your morning routine for a moment. The alarm goes off. You sit up carefully, you take a few sips of water, and then you need to use the bathroom. It's the first stop for almost all of us. But what happens next? Do you reach over and turn on a lamp? Or do you rely on memory and muscle to guide you through a dark hallway or bedroom? I understand the temptation. Turning on a bright light can feel jarring. It can feel harsh on your eyes, especially when they've been adjusted to darkness for hours. Maybe you don't want to wake up a spouse who's still sleeping. So you tiptoe through the darkness, feeling your way along the wall. But here's the hard truth: for someone over 70, navigating in the dark is one of the most dangerous things you can do. Your depth perception isn't what it used to be, and in low light, it's even worse. That pair of shoes you left by the bed? That becomes a tripping hazard. The corner of the dresser? That becomes a bruise waiting to happen. The family pet who decided to curl up in the hallway? That becomes a fall. And it's not just about objects. When you walk in the dark, your balance system doesn't have visual cues to stabilize itself. Your inner ear is working hard, but without your eyes telling your brain where you are in space, you're much more likely to feel unsteady or misjudge a step. So, what's the solution? It's not about blasting yourself with bright, overhead lights the second you open your eyes. That can be unpleasant and even disorienting. Instead, it's about creating a path of gentle, safe illumination. I highly recommend investing in a few simple night lights. Not the tiny, dim ones from years ago, but the newer LED ones that give off a soft, warm glow, enough light to see by, but not so bright that they hurt your eyes. Place one in the bedroom, one in the hallway, and one in the bathroom. This creates a lit pathway that guides you safely from your bed to the toilet and back. Another wonderful option is a motion sensor light. You can put a small one in the bathroom or hallway that turns on automatically when it senses movement. That way, you don't even have to fumble for a switch. You just walk, and the light appears. And here's a bonus tip: keep a small flashlight on your nightstand. Not because you plan to use it every night, but because it's there for emergencies. If the power goes out, or if you need to see something clearly in the middle of the night, you have a tool ready to go. The goal here is simple: remove the guesswork. Your morning should not be an obstacle course. By lighting your way, you're not just protecting yourself from falls, you're giving yourself confidence. You can move through your home with ease and security, knowing that every step is a safe one. Now, let's say you've made it to the bathroom safely. The lights are on, you've taken care of business, and now you're heading to the kitchen. This is where a lot of people, without even realizing it, make the fourth mistake. And this one has to do with what's going on inside your head. Mistake number 4, starting the day with stress. You walk into the kitchen. Maybe you turn on the television to catch the morning news. Or perhaps you pick up your phone and start scrolling through emails or social media. It feels like a normal, harmless way to ease into the day. You're just catching up on the world. But let me ask you this, how does that news make you feel? We all know that the morning news cycle is often filled with negativity, political arguments, natural disasters, crime reports, economic worries. It's designed to grab your attention, but it's not designed for your peace of mind. When you flood your brain with that information first thing in the morning, you're starting your day in a state of low-grade stress. Your body responds to stress by releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. A little bit of cortisol is normal and even helpful. But when you start your day with a spike in cortisol, it can throw off your entire system. It can increase your blood pressure, tense up your muscles, and put you in a defensive, anxious mood for the rest of the morning. For someone managing heart health or high blood pressure, this is especially risky. And it's not just the news. Maybe you start your morning by thinking about everything you have to do. You make a mental list of problems to solve, chores to complete, or worries to carry. You're loading up your mind with stress before you've even had your breakfast. So, what's the alternative? It's not about ignoring the world or burying your head in the sand. It's about choosing a better first course for your mind, just like you chose water as the first course for your body. Instead of reaching for the remote, try reaching for stillness. Give yourself the first 15 minutes of the day as a gift. Sit in a comfortable chair by a window. Look outside. Notice the light. Listen to the birds. If you're spiritually inclined, this is a beautiful time for a short prayer or meditation. If not, just sit and breathe. You can practice something called box breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. Do that just 3 or 4 times, and you will feel your nervous system settle down. Your heart rate will slow, your mind will clear, and you'll feel grounded. If you want some gentle input, put on soft music or a nature soundtrack. Something without words, without urgency. Let your brain wake up slowly, peacefully, on its own terms. The world's problems will still be there at 9 o'clock. They don't need to be your first thought. By protecting your mental space in the morning, you're protecting your heart, lowering your blood pressure, and giving yourself the emotional strength to handle whatever the day actually brings. So, we've talked about the physical dangers of moving too fast and navigating in the dark. And we've talked about the internal dangers of dehydration and stress. These 4 areas, the speed of your movement, the hydration of your body, the safety of your environment, and the peace of your mind, they all work together. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I understand the mistakes. But how do I actually remember to do all of this? How do I build these changes into a routine that sticks? That's exactly what we're going to cover next. Because knowing what to do is one thing, but making it a natural part of your morning is where the real magic happens. We've covered a lot of ground together. We've talked about why you should never jump out of bed too fast, and how a few extra seconds sitting on the edge of the bed can protect you from a dangerous fall. We've discussed the importance of rehydrating with water before anything else, giving your heart and brain the fluid they need to function properly. We've looked at your environment, making sure your path to the bathroom is gently lit so you're not navigating in the dark. And we've talked about protecting your mental peace, choosing stillness over stress by avoiding the news and negative input first thing in the morning. These are 4 powerful changes. But I can hear what some of you might be thinking. You might be thinking, that's a lot to remember. I've been doing things my own way for decades. How am I supposed to change everything at once? And you're right to think that. Change can feel overwhelming, especially when it comes to habits that are so deeply ingrained that we do them without thinking. So, here's the good news, you don't have to change everything overnight. In fact, trying to do that is a recipe for frustration. Instead, I want to give you a simple framework. A way to weave all of these lessons into a single, gentle, and automatic morning routine. Think of it as your personal safe start checklist. It begins the moment you wake up. Before you even open your eyes, take one deep breath. Just one. This is your body's signal that there's no rush. Then, do the 3-step arrive slowly process we talked about. Lie there for a moment, stretch your fingers and toes. Then, push up to sitting, and sit on the edge of the bed. This is the perfect time to reach for that glass of water you placed on your nightstand the night before. Take a few slow sips. Feel the water waking up your insides. While you're sitting there, look around. Is the path to the bathroom clear? If you have a night light, make sure it's on. If you don't, consider this your reminder to get one. This isn't just about seeing, it's about giving yourself the confidence to move freely. Now, as you stand up slowly, holding onto something stable, make a decision. Decide that for the next 10 or 15 minutes, the world can wait. As you walk to the bathroom or the kitchen, notice the light coming through the windows. Listen to the quiet. If you have a favorite spot to sit, go there. But don't turn on the television. Don't pick up your phone. Just be present. You can use this time to do a few gentle stretches if that feels good. You can sit and sip another glass of water. You can think about one thing you're grateful for. It sounds simple, and it is. But this small pocket of peace sets the tone for your entire day. You are telling your body, we are safe. We are calm. We are in control. Now, I want to address something that often gets in the way of building new habits, especially for those of us who are used to taking care of everyone else. Sometimes we feel like we don't deserve this slow, gentle start. We feel like we should be productive, checking things off a list, taking care of others. But here's the perspective shift I want to offer you. This slow start is productivity. It is the most important task of your day. By taking care of yourself first, you are ensuring that you have the strength, the balance, and the mental clarity to take care of everything and everyone else you love. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Those 10 minutes of stillness in the morning are not selfish, they are essential. They are an investment in your independence. Think about the alternative. Rushing out of bed, feeling dizzy, stumbling in the dark, flooding your brain with stressful news, and running on an empty, dehydrated tank. That path leads to accidents, to low energy, to anxiety, and to a feeling of being overwhelmed before the day has even begun. The path we've talked about today, the path of slow movements, hydration, a safe environment, and mental stillness, that path leads to confidence. It leads to steady feet and a calm heart. It leads to more years of living independently in your own home, doing the things you love. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you practice this for a few days, it stops feeling like a checklist and starts feeling like a gift. Your body will begin to expect the water. Your mind will begin to crave the stillness. You'll notice that on the days you follow this routine, you feel more balanced, more energetic, and more in control. So, I want to encourage you to try it. Just for 1 week. Start tomorrow morning. Put a glass of water by your bed tonight. Decide that when you wake up, you will give yourself the gift of a slow, safe, and peaceful start. Notice how you feel. Notice the difference in your body and your mood. And I'd love to hear about your experience. What does your current morning routine look like? Do you have any tricks that help you start the day safely? Or maybe you tried one of these tips and it made a difference. Please, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might be just the encouragement someone else needs to hear. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button. It helps more people in our community find this information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We're building a community here focused on living strong, independent, and happy lives at every age. I have more videos coming on topics like brain health, gentle exercise, and maintaining your independence, and I don't want you to miss them. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, growing older is a privilege, and how we live those years is up to us. It's the small, daily choices that add up to a big, beautiful life. Here's to your health, your safety, and your happiness. Here's to living your best life, starting tomorrow morning. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.